What's up, YouTube? It's your boys B. What's up, YouTube? It's your boys BT. And this is your what's up? And I'm back with another YouTube video. Marvel versus DC. Who had the best and the worst rip-off characters? I'm gonna be a judge, and I'm gonna let you know. Cause Marvel and DC, we know them rip-off characters y'all been making, and it's unacceptable. Let's get right into it. Got me pissed off. Got me real pissed off right now.
Yo, what's up guys? So as you all know, Marvel and DC has ripped each other off so many times throughout the years.
So many times.
Sometimes they're terrible, like Black Spider from DC, who, if you couldn't tell, is inspired from Spider-Man. But other times, the ripped off character.
Watching, I don't know where that was from, but I remember watching. It was one of the. I think it was with the Spider-Man show. It was the Spider-Man show, had to be, and it was a dude just swinging around in DC. Like, bruh, that's obviously Spider-Man. My God, that's Spider-Man, my nigga. Come on now.
Is better than the original. Like when Marvel ripped off DC's own magnetism themed villain. They took the framework, but gave him a compelling backstory, complex morals, and a cooler name and color scheme. And he just took off in popularity in the comics back in the day. And he only got more popular with X-Men 92 and various X-Men movies and shows, which is something we definitely cannot say about Dr. Polaris. So, as per my boy's request, let's rank these characters from the most blatant, uncreative ripoffs that probably shouldn't even be legal, to some that are honestly really good and most likely left a huge impact on popular culture. We'll also see who will be more popular in 2025 going forward, and of course, we'll pick who's better between the two, the OG or the ripoff. And let's get started with the worst ripoff I've ever seen, bro. It's bad, and it has to be Tartarus from DC. The funny thing is they knew what they were doing with this. It's supposed to be a parody. It's just so funny how they completely ripped off Thanos in the most hilarious ways possible, bro. He's a cool character though. I enjoyed reading the story, but it's just so crazy. First off, just look at him. Like, he looks like Thanos if he...
Alright, of course, I'm gonna give my take on this.
lived in Canada for a while, or if he
I'm gonna give y'all my list. I'm gonna put a list. I'm gonna have it right here. This by the first, he's the best, like the best ripoff. Why? It's because he did literally the exact same thing Thanos did, and it's it's copy and paste. Literally, that's my take on it. So that's the best. That's the best one I've seen right now.
Played too much God of War. And he's from an alternate universe who made a pact with that universe's Darkseid to ensure that Darkseid would leave the Earth alone, so Tartarus could rule it with the 8 rings of the ancient spectrum, which I'm sure sounds familiar. And with these weapons, he began what he called his eternity conquest. This is so blatant, but you can't help but love it. He almost got away with it too, killing various characters along the way until his neck got completely snapped like a pencil by Darkseid. And we have this guy versus Thanos, who is so famous that I don't even have to talk about him yet or choose between them. Y'all already know who I'm gonna choose. So yeah, the fact that they just put Thanos through one of those Hot Wheels color changing car station things, y'all remember that? And called it a rap is just why he's in last place. Luckily, he was never meant to be taken seriously. Someone who was, though, is Imperiex. And this is not even close. Galactus gets the dub both in popularity and in my personal opinion. Because Imperiex is just a carbon copy on a bigger scale. Who's Galactus? A huge planet-eating celestial who uses his heralds to scout planets for him to eat, has countless appearances, and has even grown as a person a little bit. Versus Imperiex. And who's Imperiex? A huge being that destroys entire universes by swallowing whole every planet. And of course the creators, went with swallowing instead of just destroying. But yeah, he did this to every planet and galaxy one by one and uses his heralds to set up devices in order for him to do so. Galactus does it out of hunger, while Imperiex does it because he feels like it's his destiny. So they basically made a stronger, but also cornier and more forgettable Galactus.
I'm sorry if I'm not saying anything. I'm actually learning. I never heard about this character. The last character, like Taurus, I did hear about that character. This character, I never heard about this character yet. So I'm actually learning. This is a new character I just learned about.
Which is why the original wins. DC's not having a good track record with this, but it does start getting close with Black Racer versus Silver Surfer. And that's because this knockoff is pretty cool, actually, showing up 5 years after Silver Surfer. While he rocks a surfboard, Racer over here has skis. And both have that one color aesthetic. But where the Silver Surfer hyperspeeds through the intergalactic waves of space looking for planets for Galactus to eat, Black Racer is straight up death. When it's your time, he speeds through space and time anywhere he is to find you, collect your soul, and guides you to the afterlife. The only person that's ever got away from him is Barry Allen, because he's of course fast enough to outrun literal death. But he even kills gods with ease using his death touch, which is why Darkseid is extremely afraid of him. And it's crazy to see, seeing Darkseid cower in fear like this is something I've never seen before. And it's honestly really cool. Popularity wise though, it's not even close. Silver Surfer is way more popular than Black Racer due to various comics, TV shows.
That is a cool character. Second.
And movies. And I'm also picking Silver Surfer purely because of a nostalgia, which y'all should have expected. It's literally in my channel now. Alright, now we're getting to the good characters though. Ripoffs that made such an impact that it's hard to choose between them and the original. Like Green Arrow versus Hawkeye.
In my opinion, the best archery here, like, and out of both of them, I gotta see Hawkeye for right now, cause I seen him, like, he has the best screen time in the Marvel Cinema, in the Marvel, MCU. He has the best. I mean, he has more screen appearances than Green Arrow. Green Arrow has a show, but it's like Hawkeye is so cool with the bow, and then when he became the last Ronin's Hawkeye, come on.
Throughout the years, people came to a conclusion that Hawkeye is a ripoff of Green Arrow since this man debuted first, which is true. This is one of the cases where both the original,
it's just the original is just not the best right now. I'm sorry.
And the knockoff are in equal standing with each other. And that's because Marvel made Hawkeye so different that even as a kid, I never put it together if one was a ripoff of the other, because they couldn't be any more different. That's why I don't really call Hawkeye a knockoff. Green Arrow was a spoiled rich man who wanted to protect the innocent after being stranded on an island for 5 years and training himself while he was there. Versus Hawkeye, a super spy who was orphaned as a kid, grew up and escaped from an abusive community home, joined the circus because of his unnatural marksmanship, and took those skills to the Avengers. They both are respectable members of their superhero teams. They also coincidentally get made fun of for being the weakest.
Now, Hawkeye, it's time to do your thing. I'm out of arrows. All right, I'll be in the car. Stay safe.
But in regards to who has the most influence right now in 2025, Green Arrow takes the L, because the MCU and Marvel rivals even propelled his fame so much. We haven't seen Green Arrow going crazy since the CW, really.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like he only gets a good amount of screen time. It's like there's nothing much for him.
Even with that, I still prefer the original in this, because anytime I think of an archer, I only think of Green Arrow. Next, we have Black Cat versus Catwoman. These two also play tug of war when it comes to popularity, despite Catwoman debuting more than 20 years before Black Cat. Catwoman started out in the 1940s as a cat burglar, who over the
Catwoman. Oh, fine. Us.
stole either out of necessity, for the thrill, or because of a history of abuse. You know, it depends on the writer. Black Cat, on the other hand, came in years later but has been more consistent in her portrayals. She mainly steals because her dad did it, right? And it's fun for her. But she's also like a modern day Robin Hood, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Low-key, she kinda reminds me of Quiet a little bit, because that's what she was doing at the end of season 1 of Twisted Metal. Since they're really similar, popularity-wise, Catwoman will always win here. But speaking as someone in a relationship, or even if I was single, I'd rather deal with Black Cat than Catwoman, because at least she's straight up with you, and I think has more of a heart. Catwoman will sleep with your adopted son if she thinks it would benefit her, bro. And shame on him too, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that's why I'm picking Black Cat. Timberwolf versus Wolverine. And yes, apparently Wolverine is inspired from Timberwolf from DC. To my understanding, Timberwolf came first. He had the fit, the hairstyle, and has wolf-like powers with animalistic tendencies. A couple years later, there comes Wolverine with
I didn't know about that, but of course Wolverine is the better one because he got more popularity. I feel like MCU got more popularity than DC. All of a sudden, throughout the years, of course DC had like some characters, but it's just Marvel has it's like that static fan base. It would make it happen for some reason.
a really similar personality and fit, even similar colors. They literally called him Lone Wolf even till this day, and they had the same hairstyle, with the differences being longer metal claws and a healing factor, which is something DC retroactively added to Timberwolf after Wolverine's debut. Over the years, they tried to add more details to Timberwolf, but no matter what they tried, he just never took off like that. And I have to agree here, you know, who doesn't like Wolverine? Especially after Deadpool 3, like there is no coming back for this guy. Next up is Deadpool versus Deathstroke. And it's a known fact that Deadpool is a knockoff
This is the last one I'm gonna do, and I'm in a video, and I'm gonna do a part 2 on this.
of Deathstroke. Both are mercenaries and weapon experts, with rapid healing. The differences being Deadpool's teleportation device
I forgot to say Wolverine.
and Deadpool has way better healing than really anybody in comics. And Deathstroke's ability to use 90% or more of his brain capacity like Lucy. But while Deathstroke is more cold and calculating and is often seen as a Bat's villain, Marvel flipped that and turned Deadpool into the yapper of the century in the best way possible. He whoops people and is hilarious while doing it, breaking the fourth wall and gets the funniest reactions out of more established characters. That's the reason I loved him as a kid, and I know I'm not the only one. So I'll always love the original, don't get me wrong, but in this instance, this is where the knockoff takes the dub here. For me, and even for the general public. But this whole list has mainly been about Marvel copying DC, right? Now it's time to flip the script, and these are gonna be hard, I'm gonna be honest with you. Darkseid versus
Wait, hold up.
Thanos.
We're gonna stop right there. Let me know if y'all want to see part 2 of this. I really enjoyed this because they really do got some knockoff characters that DC and the MCU you really need to explain. But yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all at that. What the freak you still doing here? Get out of here.